Anyways, hello, this is Joeofthemasks. Welcome to YouTube. Today I am going to be building another Halloween-like project while the other one is edited because we have half of the project done but not the other half of the project. Most of that's on me because I need to paint the objects. But you haven't seen the video yet. You'll probably see this video first, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so first thing we need for our project is you need balloons. Probably need something to hold the balloon for you. You need something that your parents don't care about covering in a mess. These are plastic plates that I got a long time ago for such a purpose. You need silicone, 100% silicone. This is the type I get. Clear silicone is the best. You need ink. There's different types of inks, but I'm using red and orange. You need something to mix the silicone. And you need, well, you can use a measuring device to measure your head. I'm going to eyeball it using the camera. Sorry if I'm not always looking at the camera. It's a little high up, and so I'm not used to staring at that. I'm more used to staring at this camera because this is the camera on my computer, and that's usually the one I use. Anyways, this is little Lindsay. She's here today to join me and do her homework. Oh. Whoa. Open up the bag. You gotta get a balloon.
I can help you.
Yeah, you are. You're gonna help me measure it to make sure it's about the size of my head.
Does it actually need to be the size of your head?
It needs to be the size of my head for what I'm gonna do. Does it need to be bigger? Is my hair sticking out too much?
Your hair is kind of high, just a bit bigger. Good.
Okay. Tying the balloon is always the hardest part. Get in there.
I know how it is.
I want you to do. And I win. Okay. Now I got this bowl to hold the balloon for me, so it is where it won't move around too much when I start working, although it is slightly staticky now. Oh, that probably wasn't a great idea to make it all staticky. Alright, so now we got the silicone. Hello, silicone! So we're going to take the silicone, and we're going to, might have to cut a bigger hole just because I'm going to be using a lot of silicone. Make sure not to use your kitchen knives for this, just because it might upset your parents. Not because it won't wash off, because it'll wash off easily. It's plastic. Once it'll dry off, you can kind of just peel it off if you want to. Anyways. Oh crap, do you have a dry chunk in you? Yes, you do. You dried out a little bit. It's been a while since I've used you. So let's see if we can pull that dry chunk out. All these tools I've got. There we go. And I'll have to clean that off later because that is a file. And files, we don't want to have silicone all over, but that'll be easy to clean off. Alright, so we popped a hole. I've used this one before apparently. I thought it was a new one. You want to squeeze a whole bunch of silicone. There's also a way to make other stuff. Anyways, we want red. So we will pour some red ink.
Does it have to be the exact same color as what you have?
Nope, they can choose whatever color they want, but I want red for this.
I like red too. My favorite color is maroon, and I have red and purple right below it in the
Alright,
center.
then we mix it together. Wonderful thing about silicone, especially clear silicone, is it'll pick up the red pretty easily. Alright. And now that we've got a mixture, and we're going to be using a lot more silicone, because we're going to be covering a large portion of this balloon. Okay, definitely more silicone. probably going to be using this whole tube. And I might be using some of the other as well, just because it's the only silicone I got, although even though it's slightly more expensive silicone. Because it's special silicone. It's like, try to keep the pile small so that way you don't spread it out too much and lose it. Just mixy, 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 mixy.
Maybe we could spray the red hair color.
Yeah, but that is a different type and that'll wash out and it's not what we want.
So, what is going on exactly with this?
Oh, you'll see.
Is this your second or only balloon for the craft?
I've got other balloons if it doesn't work. My main problem is running out of silicone.
Because you need silicone everywhere. Thick silicone.
Mm-hmm.
He's making it thick.
No, making it thick, it's going to go on my head.
Oh, it's actually going to go on your head?
Yeah, that's why I need this the size of my head. Alright, so we mix in, we mix in, we mix in. Gotta get that color.
Mix, 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 mix,
Yeah.
mix, mix to get red. We can do craft.
That one didn't have as much red, but it still mixes in. Yeah, I definitely should have grabbed more silicone when I was in Walmart. What you doing, Lindsay?
Trying to find the craft paper in here.
Oh. Come on. I need all you silicone. I need all of it. Squeeze that silicone out. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to use some more of the tubes. So apparently, you need 2 tubes of silicone. Squeeze all this out.
So one side or the entire balloon is going to be red?
Mm-hmm.
The entire balloon?
Nope, not the tire balloon.
One side?
Just most of it.
Most of it. As much as you can get?
Not quite. I smother this around. You also need to start spiking it up a little bit. Like this. Just kind of tap it and pull it up.
That to make it look like hair?
We're not making hair. Whoops, stop rolling. Dang it. Lost some silicone. That's the only problem with balloons and plastics. They roll. I think I have squeezed all the silicone out of this. Yep, I have. Alright, so sadly, I'll have to open up one of my expensive silicones.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Alright, take this. Flip off an end. Clip off kind of a big end. Apparently I need a lot of silicone. If I were thinking more ahead, I would have bought another tube of less expensive. Oh, this is much more clear though. Doesn't really matter, I guess, because I'm about to. Ooh, it stinks though. Usually you're supposed to do this in a well-ventilated area with a fan on. But my fan is in the other room, and I did not get it. It's a little more red than orange. Well, what do you know? The more expensive one is a little bit better at holding its color.
The more expensive are better than the less expensive usually.
Yep, usually. Although it stinks to high heaven. Ooh! It's stinky silicone. Stinky, stinky. Oh. Okay. Need a little more red. You don't need a lot of drops of ink usually, because a little goes a long way with ink. Just gotta mix it up. Mixy, 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 mixy. Probably should have done this yesterday so it'd be dry today. I hope it gets dry today. Not a lot of silicone, so it should dry pretty quickly. Well, it is a lot. It's just spread out. About a thin layer, a few millimeters thick over the balloon. I think I need a little bit bigger still. You know, if I was thinking right, I would have had my craft apron on. Should have had my craft apron on. This could get messy. I'm messing with ink and silicone. So yeah, be careful because, you know, ink dyes things. Silicone's sticky. Basically a glue.
Which helps it stick to stuff, right?
Yep, it is. Okay, now I got that basically done. It's time to start building the back again a little bit. Pull it back. I feel like I need to still make a lot more around the edges. Yeah. So yeah, you'll definitely need 2 tubes of silicone for this, depending on the size of your head. I feel like maybe I should have speed this part up. Do a fast forward section. That's editing, and I'm not 100% sure how to do that. I could figure it out. We'll see. Mostly they just fell to the bottom. I threw in some popsicle sticks to kind of try and hold it steady a little bit better. Definitely want to pull it back a little more. Whew. The ink makes it not smell as much, surprisingly, but it's still stinky.
Like that.
Especially when it comes right out of the tube. And this is a guy with a very, very weak sense of smell. Ooh. Broke the tube. Ugh, and if I'm getting high from this, ooh, I wonder what poor Lindsay's going to do.
I can really smell it.
Okay, that's good.
And I just now started to barely smell it.
If you start to smell it too much, probably leave the room because it can get you high. Pull it down. Build it more down the edges. All the silicone. Yep. I hope it doesn't take 3 because I don't have 3 things of silicone.
You do, but you don't want to use it all.
I can't use that one.
Oh?
Well, Mom bought that one. And so I can't use it for this project. I have to use it for the project she bought it for.
Which is
Something else.
a surprise.
No, just something that doesn't have anything to do with the video. So much stinky silicone. I think that's the entire tube. Okay, I hope this is enough. If not, at least cover the front. Okay. Screw that lid on because you're going to go in the trash. So I definitely should have bought more silicone because it looks like 3 would be ideal for my size of head. I got a big head.
Mine is a small head.
Well, you're also 9 years old. You actually want it bigger than your hairline. It's going to go over that.
Sure hope it's enough, right?
Probably not, but it'll do.
And next time you'll remember to buy some more?
Yep. Next time I might even add in more weird colors. Okay, the back is not going to be as pretty as the front. But that's okay to me. Maybe it's the other way around and this is the front. I guess we'll find out.
Went from orange to red.
Yeah, like I said, the other one picked up the red dye a little bit better. You want to cover a massive amount of the balloon, so that's why I'm a little trying to get as much silicone without making it too thin as I can. Okay. Now that you've basically covered as much as you can with as much silicone as you have, you start to flick it.
To have it make spikes.
Yep, to make it have little flaming spikes.
Oh, so kind of like fire.
Yeah. Just like fire.
I think I know.
You think you know what?
What you're making this one for.
What am I making this one for?
The fire hair.
That way you think I'm making the fire that can fit on my head?
Making the balloon look like fire and then putting it on you.
Once it dries, you pop the balloon. And so we'll pause this video while we wait for it to dry.
And then play it the second we pop it.
Yep, I'll play it the second we pop it.
It's hopefully today.
I very much hope so it's today. You never quite know with silicone, but like I said, there's not a lot of silicone. And so, well, there's a lot, it's just very thin. Woo! Son of a... Oh, wonderful. I just dropped a bunch of that silicone right on my computer.
When you kind of went like that, it scared me a little.
Oh, it's okay. It scared me too.
And I suddenly looked up.
So, hindsight, don't pick it up. And take a look at it from different angles.
Just gently spin it.
Yep.
In.
Because that is going to mess up those keys, and I'm going to have to go in with a knife later and clean that out. Let's see if we can get all the silicone we can off of this. It is also a way to make gelatinous cubes. I've also used this technique, although not on a balloon, but on just plastic, to make flames for tabletop games like Flame of War and stuff, or where your tank catches fire. So it's a pretty, silicone can be used, especially mixed with ink, for a lot of things. Recording yet? Alright, it's recording. Alright, yay! Magic. Oh crap, I put them away. They're both right here. That's good. Okay. Alright, I went and Ben got more silicone. You can see it's the same type, it's just in a tube form. And then I cut the top way too small. And you missed that whole thing. Ben was laughing at me the entire time because I was doing it wrong.
I can't see.
But you have eyes right there.
We don't see you inside the hat.
Alright. Oh, okay. So anyways, here's our hair. Let's start making more. Ooh. Oh, lots of silicone. Yeah, we're definitely going to have enough silicone with this. I might even put on an orange layer over top.
Plain orange? No red added?
Yeah, just some orange just on top in places. Because if you notice, fire is what colors?
Red, orange, and sometimes a few others.
Yep, red, orange, yellowish. I don't have a yellow ink though. If I had a yellow ink, then I would mix yellow in and put in some yellow.
I'm playing with Joe's deck.
Yep, she's playing with my Pokemon deck. And then after this video, I'm going to teach her how to actually play.
We can do a video of you teaching me how.
Yeah, sure. That doesn't bother me.
Please see.
So I guess keep your eye open for that. Right now, we'll just be doing it with my cards, though, because she doesn't have any of her own. And I don't think I have enough left over to build her deck as well. Because energy. I don't think I have enough energy.
You need a whole bunch of energy in your deck?
Well, look at all those animals. If that monster gets knocked out with that energy attached to him, that energy also goes to the graveyard with him.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you have more Pokemon out, you need more energy to have each Pokemon play, don't you? But anyways, that's the next video.
Special.
Wait for the next video. Right now, we're doing Halloween. Yeah, now we're doing some Halloween stuff.
Like creating a fire wig.
Yep. And then a few drops of red ink will do ya.
Or orange.
I'm using red right
any
now.
color of
I'm
fire.
using this type of ink. But really, any type of colored ink will work for you.
Depending on what you're making.
Any type of ink will work for this. If you mix it with 100% pure silicone, ink will mix right in.
But if you're making fire, you need the colors of the fire.
Yeah. Well, unless you want to make green fire and have it be like fairy fire.
Green comes from when
Copper. Green fire is when you actually burn copper. If you throw copper in fire, powdered copper and stuff, it turns. Isn't that right, Ben?
I thought
It's copper that makes the green?
that ink on papers.
No, it makes blue flame. Newspaper makes blue flame.
Yeah, newspaper makes.
Well, it depends on what color dye is in the newspaper.
Yeah. Depends on what type of dye they use as well.
That's what I didn't want to do.
Keep laying it down. Keep spiking it to make those flames.
No, you're good. Okay.
Alright.
And to have it all the way around.
All the way around because we want it to cover our whole head.
Your entire hair.
Yep.
Or head.
I got a big head, so I need a lot of fire.
You're gonna have fire. I probably some right here too.
No, not too far down. I have a big forehead. I wish I kind of had a wig net because that would help with this a lot.
Huh?
Yep, it holds your hair down.
Mom has a whole bunch.
Of hair nets or of wigs?
Hair nets.
Ah,
Or the wigs. Because she has wigs and hair nets.
yeah, but I'm not going to use your mom's hair nets.
No, they're the actual expensive ones.
Yep.
That are really good.
Yeah, they are, but they're your mom's.
Just let's
And she has a different size head than me, so I would stretch them, and so she couldn't use them anymore.
I was gonna say, if you hurry, Walmart still has some.
So
energy.
I'm just gonna wet my hair down and put it on because it's silicone. It should hold down pretty good. We'll find out when I do it this Tuesday. This Tuesday's when I'm gonna wear it. No, that's actual silicone. Undyed. And then remember, I'm resting my silicone not on the table, but on that plate. So that way I don't get it all over the kitchen table.
Isn't that better than squeezing it out of a tube?
It is a lot better than squeezing it out of the tube. Just using a gun to do it. And a couple of dabs of ink. And you use your little stirring stick.
I don't really wanna fix it.
Okay. I got hot dog buns and sausages and
Excellent.
guess what? You're going to have to
Okay.
more.
Yes. Yes.
We're gonna light everything on fire.
I didn't say I wouldn't.
We're not gonna light everything on fire.
Oh, you're already doing that.
That's true. Everything's on fire, especially this balloon.
So see, Monica. So
Although this isn't going to be done today because we're going to have to wait for the silicone to dry, and that's when I pop the balloon, is after the silicone's dry. Because if you pop the balloon while the silicone's wet,
It's gonna change.
and it's going to rip it up.
Gotta wait until it's okay. I'm trying.
see
Then
how
go.
it's like
But it's still in shape.
all the way up.
Yep, it'll still hold
That's what you
its
need.
better shape.
That's what's going on.
It'll dry it into shape.
So basically, what you do is it'll be covered in carbon.
It seems like
Take either a
that
funnel
one's lighter than it
or
is right
I don't think I'm
across.
mixing in as much ink.
something like that. You can get it all off.
I think I need to mix in a little bit more ink.
Yep.
Also, the other one's dry.
See, that's
There's another thing as well.
that's what Walmart doesn't have one counter, stop carrying that.
And we only have 2 specials in the entire pile.
That's because specials are just pretty. They don't really. Because if you look at the specials and the non-specials next to each other,
Same moves, kind of.
same exact moves, same exact power. It's just one's prettier than the other.
Because
Yeah, I gotta mix in more ink.
you just did a little.
I gotta a little bit more. Yeah, that makes it more red. The amount of ink you do changes the way it looks. Makes sense?
If you want it darkest red as possible,
Yeah, you gotta mix in a little more red ink.
then do the entire pile.
Well, then I'd have no ink anymore.
But that make it the darkest.
It would. That would. You are 100% correct. That would make it a lot darker. Spread it around. Spread it around. Yeah, I'll definitely have enough ink. Fair enough.
Yes.
So you wipe it on and then
Then spike it.
spike it.
Yeah.
I noticed it's not as dark yet.
And it'll get darker as it dries.
I know. That's why I used the word yet.
So, silicone.
That's silicone. I just a lot of the time say silicone, even though that's incorrect.
It's silicone.
Silicone. There's no A.
Silicone.
Silicone.
Merry Christmas.
Yay! Happy New Year! This is to block off the silicone after I'm done, so that way I don't waste it all.
Into dry.
Yeah.
Can't move. Silicone.
Is
It's
that?
still flexible.
Oh, it's
Yeah, no, it'll be flexible.
flexible, but can't move anything besides do.
I was trying to think. I think that'll cover my head.
I think you should do the front down too.
Okay, I'll pull the front down a little bit more.
Definitely should. Because then you can shift it and twist it wherever you want.
You can go doing, 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 doing.
Make it fit a little bit better. And then after this, because the top's dry, I'm going to put some orange spikes here and there.
On the top.
Yep.
Not the sides.
And then later on, I can actually show you guys how to make a gelatinous cube. I learned this thing originally from Lindy Beige, but Lindy Beige never used it to make fire. That was just, I was thinking, hey, I could use this to make, you know, fire, because it actually makes a pretty good fire. Originally, I saw it for because most gelatinous cube things that let you make gelatinous cubes, they use resin, like clear resin, so it looks like a clear cube. Doesn't really look like gelatinous or like it's a slime thing. And so Lindy Beige was like, hey, let's make it cube shaped, but not like a full dice cube. So he used it and made it cube shaped and mixed dye in it to give it different colors and stuff, which is actually why I have ethereal green and stuff like that. I might even make one after this. Hey Lindsay, could you go grab me a shopping bag?
Shopping bag.
Yep, an empty shopping bag. Or grocery sack.
I'm gonna run across the little light.
Yeah, but don't against the edge.
Okay, sit down. All right.
Stay out.
Thank you.
It's on top of a bit of your sprays. Hairsprays. Okay.
Yep, my different colored hair dyes.
You've got red. You could
And
use.
our scissors are right there.
too.
Thank you.
I have fun dyeing my hair different colors. It's kind of a fun thing for me. Now, normally, I don't know, it's just kind of a fun thing just to be different every couple of days. Which is also why I use shampooable hair dyes, except for the bleach that I have to use to make it so my hair can dye. But I still like my original color hair, which is why I always leave the sides
A little bit of the back.
and a little bit of the back visible. So that way, you know, if I'm doing something formal or something like that, I can just put a hat on and it's gone.
Just hat. Oh, hey, I have it. Hat.
Yep, hat, and I just have my regular natural hair color.
It's like you didn't even dye it
Yep, exactly.
because all the dye's hidden with your
Yeah,
hat.
because it's sometimes like a formal event and stuff, having pink or orange colored hair isn't exactly a nice thing to do, especially at a funeral or
Make
even
it
some
spooky.
marriages
We
and
could make
stuff.
it spookier by clicking a different one. We could put fire in the background.
Of this? Yeah.
Looking at those.
Well, no, that just puts fire on my head.
Oh.
See? Notice my head. Come on. There we go. See the fire on my head? I can also put a witch's hat.
Oh.
Yep, see?
What about mine?
Your head's not it's not noticing your head. So I'm just gonna put on a gas mask because you're stinky. Well, silicone's stinky, so there's my gas mask, help me breathe, keep the silicone away.
See, now what?
You gotta look at the camera. There you go. And watch out for that.
Mm-hmm.
But see, there it goes. Where do you
Fire.
want? You want to fire? Try lowering your head. There you go. It was too high. But you gotta look at the camera, because if it doesn't recognize your face, then it won't put it on it.
What's the other one?
It's just a smaller flame. Look at the camera. If it doesn't notice your face, then it won't give you stuff.
But that was the photo sheet I bought.
Yeah.
Oh, see? It's not noticing right now. Try talking.
Hello?
Nope, it's not noticing your face. Oh well. Oops, yeah, turn it off.
I wanted it dark.
Yeah.
It was black or blue.
But hey, you know what? That's okay. Because you've taken over the world. You own all of the TVs.
Yay!
And you're on, crap, I forgot what corner this is in London. Piccadilly Square. You're in Piccadilly Square. And now you're on
Guess what?
Times. No, that's not Times Square. That's Times Square.
Someone might say the last, in the middle of your video, is dedicated to a little girl playing around.
Yeah.
That's one of the comments on one of our videos.
Oh, well, that's part of what we do here. We play around.
Kind of,
Yeah, I thought that was funny too when I saw it. You just dedicated part of your video to a random girl playing around. No, it's not a random girl. It's little Lynn's.
Not reaching this edge too.
no, because you're gonna put tape.
Oh, true.
All right, we're just filling in some holes here.
Okay, hand me that.
I don't see any on this side.
No, I already filled in the ones on that side. All right. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put some orange in it. Not everywhere, just here and there. So I got some silicone.
What? Really close to it.
I'm not gonna do as much because we don't need as much.
Keep that separated. Starting to separate.
Put it in the orange.
More like this color, this color.
A little more orange, so it looks more orange.
Closer to black.
Grab some of the silicone.
I don't think so.
No.
Oh,
Mix
I
it up
put
real
mine
good.
And blue.
So, Joe,
Oh, that looks nice.
Oh, it feels nice.
Yeah, we put a sheet on the back of that
and now it doesn't.
wave around as much in the wind. Much better. All right, let's take a little bit. A little more than
I
that.
think that makes it even look a ton better.
I think it looks a ton better too.
Because it was almost see-through.
Now it isn't.
Just here and there.
And we'll hang this
Spikes.
on the entrance. All the other
Dead
signs all around it.
Ah.
Dead end.
Halloween is my Christmas.
Yep.
What?
Halloween's kind of our Christmas.
It's my drug. My drug.
I actually like,
It's my drug.
because Christmas, I'm not a fan of Christmas anymore, but that's because it's overly commercialized in my opinion. I prefer Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving, in my opinion, does what Christmas, it's all over, what Christmas is supposed to do. Where it's all about The family.
Didn't happen. I just used my power to get rid of it.
Oh, so now we're not wet?
I put into the bottle.
Okay, I want a little bit more because that place is kind of thin. So put a little bit more silicone.
Orange over red.
Yep,
I
this
almost
time
said
orange.
brown.
I don't have brown.
I know.
Hey, if you want to look through that for my ink bottle that's green and blue,
Inks is green.
yep, they look like this. Not like the rest of the paints. Or you can grab a paint in their color that you like, because they don't mix as well as the ink, but they do mix.
My drug. I'm even in the window.
You are. Here, Ben. Oh wait, no, it just shrink you.
You won't find me.
We're painting us.
See, I'm not there.
No, it cuts off the top of your head.
See, I'm not there.
But Lindsay's in the guy's pocket.
Yeah, sir. I'm escape. I do
Crap,
escape.
which one was it? Oh, that one. Turn it back off. Yeah, no, that's why I really like this, and I'm actually going to the one I use is CyberLink UCam. I have the free version. I want to get the full version because I like it a lot.
How much is it?
Right now it's $35.
Okay. So we need donation to Patreon.
Donate. Donate.
In a little bit though, it's going to go back up to 65 though.
Well then, we need a donation to Patreon of about $70 to pay for it.
Well, right now it's only 35 for this month. Maybe a little bit of next month. I don't know how long it's going to be the deal
are
is.
the leaders of each.
It just says ending soon. But yeah, they just merged with another broadcasting company, and so because of that, they're having a giant
that's the
sale.
most important side.
And you get both of them during the sale instead of just one. There we go. And now we got little orange flames everywhere, just to add to that flamey idea.
That flaming idea.
It's a flaming idea!
It's full of
I
fire.
Look, see, this is why I normally wear my apron, because I just flick silicone all over myself. Oh, hey, look, there's my apron. Lindsay, could you grab me my apron?
Yep.
Or Ben, throw it at me. That's the exact opposite direction that I am.
Yeah, because all you're doing is you're trying to seal.
As you
now
can tell,
it to it.
I do a lot of projects because you've got various different stains
Everywhere.
and things on it. Not just color, but
We're now
fun
making
textures.
Sure that's not
But it's like the seed.
Because I like to do crafts.
That includes stuff.
Yeah, I love crafts.
crafts include stuff.
They do. All right. So while that's drying for a bit, I'm gonna show you guys another little trick to do with silicone. Did you get my inks?
No, because that's where we'll put inks.
Oh, that's right.
There's a few colors I like.
Okay, grab any color you like.
Let's see. I like gold and also got silver.
Okay. Well, just one color.
Shadow, the blue, the
So
I
decide
like
which
gold
color.
and most.
Okay, golden one. And
What's
then
that?
find the other.
shadow. It's a little bit darker than it did out.
There's one more of these.
Okay.
All right. Then, because
Well-
silicone, when dry, doesn't stick to.
Oh, I just found
I can't remember the name of the plastic this is.
Bonds of
The type of plastic.
Latex?
No.
No, this is not latex. The grocery.
Oh, the grocery bag.
Yeah, it's a type of.
Recycled plastic.
Why, thank you, but it's still a type of plastic. The chemicals they.
Comment down below.
Yeah. If you know it, comment down below if I remember it. Or maybe I'll just link the Lindy Beige video down below because he actually knows it. And especially, like, Lindy Beige doesn't make this, but he does make the gelatinous cube that I'm going to make right now. So, you take your ink, your weird color ink. This time I'm going to use Stream. Yeah, it's just called Stream. I think this one's made for making water effects.
Ooh. I keep changing it.
Warlock Bronze is what you want?
I keep finding cooler ones.
Ah. Alright. And then we mix it together. Now normally, when you're making a gelatinous cube, you also want some skeletons and stuff like that. But this is a spur of the moment gelatinous cube. So it's probably just going to be a slime monster.
It's slime monster.
Yeah. So this one, oh heck, it even kind of looks like a black liquor. But anyway, so let's take it.
Because a gelatinous cube slowly devours you
Yep.
with its body and slowly digests you while you're stuck inside its body.
So we're going to make
So
this
you gotta try
one.
and escape.
You
Nope,
can't.
You
What
can't.
if the-
Once you're sucked into the gelatinous cube, it's a strength 20 check.
Really, really tall.
What do you mean by strength 20?
It's a D&D monster.
In that cartoon show.
Alright, and so I'm going to make this kind of a sluggy monster.
And there's this thing, there's this meteor that comes down, and then she gets really, really big.
Oh,
Alright.
Walk up with the monsters.
And then I'm going to give it a tentacle.
There's a gelatinous thing in that one. Like Jello.
Yeah, I'm going to give
That
it a
is
couple
right.
tentacles
I don't know
up.
what that I forget the name of that show.
Yeah.
Because it wants, it's trying to eat whoever it's coming at. So it's pointing its tentacles that way.
Don't point it towards me.
Oh, right now they're pointed towards you.
I did get that.
Or I can even make it an ethereal flame. Let's whip up the rest of this.
See, that makes that
And we'll
last
make
a lot sturdier.
Yes.
a little tiny
yes. Plus, it won't
flame.
splash so much in the wind either.
And like I said, it dries pretty nice. Alright, so what color did you want, Lindsay? This? Warlock Bronze? Alright, so this is Warlock Bronze from the Citadel. It's the GW paint, but from Citadel. It's one of the paints I like. I mostly like their effect paints. Because what are some of their? That's just a good color.
No, it's probably a warlock because it was a male
Like
laughing.
their undercoat black.
Totally.
Yep, warlocks are males. Their orchide shade base color. A lot of the ones I really like is Model Master, but I use them for their solid colors.
Having them straight up and
Are you a good witch?
I'm an evil witch.
good.
I really like their washes. They make a lot of good washes. Although I've started making my own washes by adding paint in with paint thinner, and you can make a good wash that way too. All right, so we're gonna make
I'm
another.
not a witch at all. Well then, how did you make that house land on her?
I use magic from my brain. All right, and then this will be the last we use with the silicone right now. So I'm gonna screw this in. Come on, there we go. Okay, then we'll wipe it off.
Does it not quite act like a sheet should?
Put it over there and let it dry. All right, so Warlock Bronze is what we're gonna use. Oh, here's another good effect. I like their blood. Their blood's really nice.
That's a lot easier. It doesn't fold up everywhere.
Leviathan Purple, it's another fun wash. And then their liquid green stuff is another fun thing. All right, so we're gonna. Is there another clean
Is that the end
one of these in there? Popsicle
No.
stick.
I just want a big
Yeah.
cover up
Alright.
for the corner as that.
So put you to the side,
And the rest
and
of
I'm
it.
gonna use the clean popsicle stick
To take some out.
to take some of that paint out. Alright, so now that we got the paint out, we're gonna mix it in with the silicone. And as you can see, because I'm not using ink, it's not see-through anymore. But it does absorb the paint very well. It just, because paint isn't opaque, it's not opaque. Ink. So if you want to make a lot of gel, ink is your best bet. Although this makes a really good black pudding, which is another D&D monster.
Didn't see. There's wires there. Careful.
Yeah, please be careful of my wires. Alright, here we go. And then we put it on. And this one's going to be a black pudding, and so it's going to be a little more flat than our other friend. But they're also a large monster.
I was thinking since I liked it, we could cut out. We could cut out the area of the color. Because I like the color how it looks.
What do you mean?
We could cut out that color.
It's going to peel off when it's done.
Oh, right, too.
Right?
So we can peel it off.
Yeah.
Once it's done.
And we're making it into a monster,
Oh,
so we can use it in D&D.
yeah, and it can have arms.
No, I'm using it as a black pudding. Because this would be a good color for a black pudding.
Ooh, I'm hungry,
And then
You don't want to eat a black pudding monster.
but I'm big.
And,
And the pudding monster's really, 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 really tiny.
yeah, it'll still eat you from the inside out.
Oh.
That's actually how they get big. One of the ways they get bigger is they'll trick monsters and animals into eating it, and then they'll eat them from the inside out until they slowly get bigger enough that they can just cover the monster and eat it. It's a pretty horrible way to die, actually, when reading the D&D. Like, if you ever read a lot of the D&D descriptions, don't eat this right now. They're kind of morbid. Throw those back in. All right. You want to have that out on a nice flat surface. All right, and then basically we're just going to wait now. And then, yeah, and then when this is dry, I'm going to pop the balloon, and when this is dry, I'm going to peel them off. It's going to take a few hours for these, and it's probably going to be tomorrow, maybe a little bit earlier when this is done.
But for them, it'll be just seconds.
Yeah, for you guys it'll be just a few. For you guys it'll be just a few seconds. I'm looking at the wrong camera repeatedly. But anyways, for you guys it'll just be a few seconds, and then
Ready for the time warp?
there you go. So let's do the time warp again. All right. So now that we've warped time and space, and we're all comfy again after our waiting. I waited basically till the morning again. Anyways, so this plastic is not the best for taking it off. It's a lot better than no plastic. The best plastic you can actually use, and I wish I knew their names, but it's the type that I think if you buy a book or a board game, it's that plastic that it's wrapped in. That's the best type. Again, I think I'll link the Lindy beige down below, so that way, because he actually knows the names of them, I don't. Anyways, you are dry, so I don't have to worry about you anymore. And I'm actually going to cut these guys out, I think, even though this guy is definitely, like, you can still feel the liquid inside of him. Definitely not dry. trying. Alright, so there's our black ooze. He's not 100% dry yet, but you get what he's going to look like. Just basically a giant piece of poop. He looks more like he's a mix of Warlock Bronze, because that's what she liked. But, there we go. And then he'll be a large monster. We can move around on our thing. And then I did a little fireplace. Basically by taking some sticks, chopping them up, and then pressing some silicone glue on top. I figured out a better idea of actually how to do that is to hot glue the sticks already and then put the silicone on top. I'm going to try that later. Basically because my biggest problem was putting the silicone on, the sticks kept moving around. And so I'm going to try and glue the sticks so they're already there. And we got a little bit of foxfire. Another good thing about using grocery bags is who doesn't have tons of grocery bags? Alright, so there's a little lick of fox flame you can use again in D&D or in your other projects. Now let's get Mr. Slug Monster. Now I think his tail might be dry enough to peel off. Well, he might be dry enough to peel off, but it's the only problem with recycled plastics. They don't always want to come off. And this guy I'm going to cut with it in at an angle, so that way he's got more of a body. Right. Snail slime monster of doom. Right. Make sure not to cut off any of the tentacles. Hold the hole. And he's not 100% dry in the middle, but again, cutting off the plastic, they can still dry and take a while. So that's our slug monster of doom coming after the adventurers with his little trail behind him. Hey, so there's those guys. That part was easy. Now, this should definitely already be dry because these guys, you know, that's an inch thick of silicone. That's a lot of silicone. A little less silicone. Now, I wish there was a way that I could just slowly let the air out of it by untying the knot. But maybe I can. Maybe I will be able. Come on. Oh, come on. Okay. Now we're going to slowly let the air out. Come on, air. Now I gotta do more editing because, of course, the mailman came right when I was in the middle of getting rid of most of this plastic. Now you want to cut the balloon without cutting so much of the silicone, because a lot of the silicone, you want it not really straight lines, at least in my opinion. We'll find out when we look at it, because this is the first time I've done this. I've never tried this project before, In fact, I don't know anyone else who's tried this project before. It just looked really... It was an idea that popped into my head. If somebody else has done it, go ahead and give a link down below. I would love to see how they did it. Or if you try it, give a link down below. Like pictures or video or whatever. I would love to see how it worked for you, or if it worked for you at all. Cutting the balloon and trying not to get so much of the silicone. One of the reasons why I chose an orange balloon again, I guess I could have chose the red one. That might have caused it to look more red, actually. Next one I do, I might do the red balloon. Or I might do an ethereal flame and choose a blue balloon. I do have blue ink. Alright. I wonder if this will actually cover all my hair. Oh, I should have brought it down here. Oh, if I wear something. Covers my dyed area. Alright, so next time I make it, and this is a good thing to know, and I'll do another one. I probably won't record the next one because it's just me smattering. But I might do another video of me making another one. But I actually like it. Let's try different ways of putting it on. Right now it kind of looks just like a flamey hat. I might look a little bit better if I wet my hair down and then put it on. But yeah, next one I build, I'm definitely going to pull it down a lot more. I should have thought about that a little bit more. But I like it. What do you guys think? Does it look kind of like flame? Woo! And it's pretty solid. The inside looks pretty nice. Yeah. I think it turned out really well. Again, I'm going to make a second one. Probably not right now, because I've got so many more Halloween projects I need to do. But I like it. And I'm definitely going to make a second one to see how that turns out. And I think, go ahead and vote down below, all three of you that watch. Should I do the second one? Should I try ethereal fire, or should I try making it a red bottom to make it darker? You guys go ahead and vote down below. Which balloon should I use next, blue or red? I'm going to get to editing this video because I want to get it up today. And with that, you guys have a blessed, fun, and safe Halloween.